Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's me. You already know what time it is. So I'm here to talk about a topic with you guys. It's a very important topic. God damn, let me switch this fan off. But the topic is basically this: why potential is not enough. Now I know for a lot of people they're gonna be like, "What are you talking about, man? Like, how is potential not enough? I mean, isn't ability the most important thing?" And yes, that is true. Ability or the potential ability you are to have. But what I'm trying to say is that way too many people, and I'm not going to lie, this has been me, and this has probably been you in some cases as well. Way too many people sit on the fact that they know that they have the potential to do this, they have the potential to do that, they have the potential to be great, to be amazing, to be successful. There's way too many people who sit on that potential, but the issue is that um, you're not translating that potential. You're not doing or making or pushing or striving for anything to be able to showcase or to practice or to fully unlock that potential. What does that mean? What that means is this. Like, I'm trying to say to you that what's equally, if not even more important than having potential is being able to generate the opportunity for yourself to be able to showcase your potential or your skill or how amazing you are. You need to fight like hell in order to get to that point. Now, I know just like, what do you mean? Look, I know for a lot of you, you feel this way. You feel like, what the hell, man? I'm seeing these people across the board. I'm seeing these people on TV. Maybe you see them on the internet, or maybe it's people who you see in real life. You're seeing these people who you know for a fact that you are more intelligent, more athletic, more skilled, more talented, more. You just know that you're better than these people, but they're the ones who are busy like enjoying all these benefits and all these perks and all these advantages of being in a certain position that you know for a fact that you deserve more than them. Now I know how that makes you feel, makes you go like, what the hell? I know for a fact that I could do a better job than this guy, this girl, times 10, times 20 million. But they're getting paid way more, getting more, way more than what I am. What the living crap hell is even happening over here? Right? And I understand how you feel, and I completely agree with how you feel, right? And I feel the same way as well, many ways of the time. But I'm here to push on to the message to you that you having the potential or the ability or being more skilled or just being better than these people, which you definitely are, right, in this particular category, you just being better than this person isn't enough, in the sense that you need to be able, you need to be fighting, you need to be pushing, you need to be working in such a way that you need to go put yourself in the places and the opportunities for you to be able to showcase and be able to get to those places and be able to showcase your place yourself. Now, I'm here to tell you that it's going to be everything but the word easy. It's going to be hard, it's going to be difficult, it's going to require work from you, effort from you. And I'm not saying that it's always going to go your way or be perfect, but that's the thing. It's your job, your responsibility to refine yourself, to tweak yourself, to fix yourself, to get yourself to the point where once you do get that opportunity, once you do make that opportunity for you to get there and you get that shot, I know for a fact, no doubt in my mind, that you are going to kill it like nothing's ever been killed before. You understand? Because I'll tell you why this is important. It's important because you see, I know how you feel right now. You're just like, man, these people didn't have to strive or work half as hard as me to get certain opportunities or to get to certain levels. But I had to grind 17,000 times harder than what this person ever did have to do than this person ever had to. And I agree with you, but the difference between you and them is that you guys weren't gifted the same ability. You have to understand, for a lot of you guys, you've been given such an ability, such a skill level, you've been given such a gift at such a capacity that's way more than what many people could ever dream of having. So, but with that ability came with more responsibility. It came with more responsibility, and therefore, by default, Your path was by default never going to be as easy as theirs because they don't have the same level of ability. You don't get to like you like how do I put this? If I give you shitloads of gold bars, if I give you gold, platinum, I give you tons of gold bars, metal, silver, right? And I gave these people a few coins. Of course, they can just walk around, run around, sprint, whatever. You can't sprint and walk the same way they can. Why? Because I gave you more. I gave you more value. You are more valuable. But here's the thing. When you get into that position, when you get into that place, when you work, when you earn, when you get to that place, and I know that you're well oiled, that I know that you're well refined, I have no doubt in my mind you are absolutely going to kill it like nothing I've ever seen before. I have no doubt in my mind you are going to be one of the most refined, polished, most amazing. You're going to be, wow, guys, you're going to be something spectacular. You're going to be something out of a video game, is basically the best way I can explain it. You're going to be something out of a video game, even something better than that. But the thing is, you have to work not only on your skill refining in order for you to get there. You have to. And I know it's not going to be easy, and I know it's going to be hard. And I'm not saying this stuff is always like an upwards progression. And also another thing I'm going to tell you is that because you were given heavier loads than other people, your path might take a bit more time. You have to think about it like this, guys. You guys, I've been watching some what's this guy's name? Guga Foods, Guga Cooks, Guga Foods, that guy, if you even know. And long story short, he talks about steaks, right? He talks about food, he talks about cooking, but especially a lot of his more popular content, it's about steaks, dry aging meat, soaking it in wine, dry aging, experiencing steaks, wagyu, and whatever. So the longest story made short, right? If you take a steak and you dry age it, basically you age it in the fridge and you put it there in like the cooling fridge, whatever, some shit like that. You put it there for like 30-35 days. Then you cook it, then you base it, then you grill it, then you get a char grill. Then after that, what is it? You cook it in low heat until it gets there for a certain amount of time or whatever. You're gonna have these amazing steaks because they were dry aged, they were refined, right? Similar with wine, I could put it like that. Wine gets better as it ages. There's wines, whiskeys out there that are like older than me and you combined. There's wines out there as old as your parents, as my parents. They're like 50, 60, 40 years old. They've been aged ever since like the 80s, and only now they're being sold, and they keep on making a batch every single year because that time it took for its full value to really be sprouted up. And I'm just trying to say with you guys, that's kind of the same thing that's happening with you. Now, you're not going to take 20, 30 years, pause, but it might take you an extra 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years even, depending relative to different things, of course. But I'm just saying for you to hit your stride because you were given heavier bars, it's only going to make you, once you get to that level, quite truly and quite frankly, not a single soul will be able to compete with you. Not a single soul will be able to compete with you because they will not have had the depth that you have. They will not have had the knowledge that you have. They will not have had the grit or tenacity or the sheer will, grit, and tenacity and talent and skill and knowledge and work ethic. Because you want to know something, right? And this is one of the things I had to understand when I understood when I was younger, right? Just stick with my example here. Somebody cannot beat you at something that you've been doing for years. Like, how do I put this? Like, let's say, just stick with my example. Say an NBA player, for example, right? An NBA player, he takes a week off. God damn it, even 2-3 weeks off, not playing basketball at all. You take somebody else who just started or was kind of playing basketball, but not really, who was just starting or very fresh and new to basketball relative. And in that same 3 weeks, you make him do drills, you make him work out 2, 3, 4, 5 times a day for that entire 3 weeks while the NBA guy is just chilling. Now, I have no doubt in my mind, whoever that person is, you making them do drills is gonna improve. But when it comes to being in a basketball game again, the NBA guy is obviously going to be better. Why? Because you're not going to outdo all that work, all those years, all that training, all that learning, all that skill development, refinement over the last 20, 10, what is it, 15, 20 years. You're not going to beat that in 3 weeks or a month or even 2 months or even a year. It took him years, decades, really, almost more than a decade of that for him to get to that level. And you're not going to beat him in a year or two or three, especially since he's working alongside that anyways, too. He just took a break off in the off season or whatever. And it's the same thing with you guys. Once you get to that level, once you get to that stage, please understand you will truly be the word untouchable. Because someone's going to be like, oh, you motivate me to work hard. And that's phenomenal. They're going to work hard, but they still can't reach you. But they still can't get to you because they don't have those layers that it took you years to build. It took you years to get those layers, those refinements, those understandings. It took you years to get that mentally, emotionally, spiritually, all those things for you to get to that level. So therefore, when you do something, when you execute something, it's just done in such a way that it's just never been done before and nobody can even touch you on that stuff. Why? Why is it that way? Because it's who you were. It's became part of your DNA. It's became part of who you were because of the grind and everything that it took for you to get to that point. While this person just started. This person just started, or maybe they got lucky and whatever, but they're never going to be catching up to you. And that's going to be your ultimate competitive advantage of being truly irreplaceable, unreplaceable. Like nobody can touch you, not on nothing. You understand? So, longest story made short, I'm trying to say to you is that I want you to understand that potential is not enough. Your ability, your potential is not enough. It's your work ethic, it's your drive. And look, I say this again. I'm not saying that everything's going to work out rosy and dandy within 2 months. I never said that to you. It's not going to work out rosy and dandy in just 2 months, guys. No, it's going to be everything but that. It's going to be hard. It's going to be long. It's going to be difficult. It's not going to be the word easy. But then the thing I need to tell you is that it's possible that you can achieve where you want to achieve to. And the biggest thing I don't ever want you to fall into is listening to the self-doubt, being weighed on by circumstances around you. It's okay if you take a day off, two or three, or even a week off. It happens. Things happen. Whatever. You get sick. You're tired. You're fatigued. Something happens. You get injured. I get it. Something. But the point is, you keep on coming back. You keep on coming back. You keep on trying to get better. You keep on getting back on the horse. You keep on. You keep on punching. You keep on going. Because you have to understand, within those moments of self-doubt and within those moments of setbacks, that's when people fail. That's when people give up. That's when they let up. That's when they stop trying. That's when they stop believing in their dream and themselves. And that's where people die. You want to look at graveyards and go, oh, so many dead people there, man. There's a lot of dead people walking right now. Loads of them. In many ways, but I'm just trying to say to you. So, like, longest story made short, do not stop believing in that dream. Do not stop believing in who you are and what you're capable of and what your vision was of yourself and where you want to be. And God damn it, if you have to die trying to make it happen, that might be the most closest thing to an honorable death that you're going to get. Better for you to die that way than for you to die any other way. It's better for you to die trying, working, pushing to being the person and being in the place you want to be in rather than you dying some guy, some girl who never tried, who gave up and was just a shell of who they were supposed to be. It's better for you to die this way than that way. And I think we can both agree with that. So I'm just trying to tell you is that even in those moments when you feel like you don't have it, when you feel like, man, I'm tired, man, I'm scared, man, I'm anxious, man, I don't know, man, I'm not sure. Those moments right there, those are the moments that count the most. You know, I was saying this, like, I remember I said this some time back. I was like, you want to know the workouts that get you fit, the workouts that build muscle, the workouts that actually get you to lose weight. It's not the workouts when you're excited, when you're happy, when it's fun, when you're excited, you know, you have energy. You know, I had a great morning, great breakfast. You know, people at school, work were phenomenal today. And then I went to the gym. No, 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 no. That's not when you get fit. It's when it's the complete opposite. When you're annoyed, when you're tired, when you're fatigued, when you're stressed, when you're anxious, when you're not sure, and you still go to the gym and you still work out. You still do your workout routine. Those workouts, those are the workouts that get you fit. Not those. Those workouts were fun. Those were just for fun, man. And you know, it was just for fun. They were just having a good time, right? These workouts over here, these are the workouts that get the ball rolling. That's the stuff that pushes the needle on a high note. Not this stuff. This stuff was just fun play stuff right here. This was the real time stuff. And that's what I'm trying to say to you. Yes, you listening, watching. Just understand that in those moments when you're scared, when you're anxious, when you're not sure, when you're doubtful as doubtful can be, when you feel beat down and depressed, just understand those moments are exactly the moments when you grow the most. There are times when you stack those types of days, those are the times when you grow the most. I'm not even making that up. That is really where you build a rock solid foundation on where you're going to be at. And it's going to be that these are going to be the types of moments where when they're stacked up and when that growth and learning has been layered and compounded in such a way that once you start achieving, once you start getting into that level, many people are not going to understand it. They're going to be like, what? How did this guy do it? How did this girl get there? What's going on? I don't understand. What's happening? This doesn't make any sense. Of course it doesn't make any sense. Because when they hit those moments, they failed, they faltered, they quit. They made excuses. I didn't want to do this. Oh, it was this. Oh, it was that. Oh, it was whatever. They made excuses, which may or may not be their fault. But hey, longest story made short, they gave up, they quit, they stopped trying. So, of course, when they see you, it's never going to make any sense because you broke through barriers where people couldn't. Where people couldn't do so, you did. Simply because you kept on learning, you kept on trying, you kept on going, you made sacrifices other people weren't willing to make, you did things other people weren't willing to do, and you had a strength and tenacity and grit about you that many people just didn't have, and you kept on pushing, digging, growing. So when people got to those roadblocks, they made up every other excuse. They're like, oh, this thing is impossible. This thing, it's this. This thing can't be done. This thing is this. And they believed those excuses. They sat in there. Why did they believe those excuses? Because it made them feel good about themselves. It made them be able to sit down and relax and be like, it's not that bad. I mean, this thing was never real anyways. It was fake. It was a lie. So, what was the point in me chasing it? Oh, it was for the people who were lucky. That's why. They got lucky. That's what it was. Meantime, it never really was. It never really was. I mean, look, there's some people who might have scooted their way through life, and they exist, make no mistake. But for those people who really got to those levels, It wasn't like that for them. They kept on going. You know, I remember that. I don't. There's this like I think it's a Nike ad. And it was like Michael Jordan talking. And I don't know. People feel like, ah, man, Jordan didn't really stand for nothing, and he didn't. Okay, cool, but stay here. He was like, maybe I made you guys believe that. And he's talking to everyone. He's like, he's talking to the people on the ad. He's like, maybe I made you believe that every shot I took was a game winner. Maybe I made you believe that basketball was a God given gift and not something I worked for every single day of my life. And that's really like a sleeper line in there that people think that, oh, Jordan, he's like, oh, he was just gifted with basketball, but it wasn't something that he worked for every single day of his life, pushing, striving, working to get better and get better at this thing. I don't know if some of you guys know this guy, but I think you guys should know him. His name is Chris Eubank. He's like a British boxer back in like I think the 80s and 70s, right? He was like undefeated for like 10 years. And I remember he was talking about something, right? I was watching one of these videos. He's like, people ask him, how long should a training camp be? How long should a training camp be? And he's like, your training camp is your entire career. Your training camp started when you were like 15, 16, 17, 12 years old when you started boxing. And then it ended when you were like in your 31, 2, 3. I mean, boxers those days, they had very short career spans because, they did a lot of stuff compared to now. You can box until you're like 45 or something, but even still then. Anyways, point is like until the end of your career, that 10, 15, 20 years you had, that was your training camp. You always stayed in training camp. It never stopped. You get me? Like even when he was talking about like, oh, he was like on the phone with your manager in his days, and he was like, oh, you have a fight booked then whenever. He's like, he's literally in the hotel room, and he's like, could just got out of the shower, he's naked, right? But he started like shadow boxing right then and there, right then and there, right then and there. He's like, no, it's like your preparation didn't start like, oh, I'll go to the gym tomorrow, or I'll go to the gym. No, it started right then and there. He didn't need all this. And I remember there's this other guy, he's like a kickboxing world champion, right? He's like a kickboxing, yeah, he's a kickboxing world champion. I think you guys might know him. I think his name is Gabriel Vegas, something like that. I'm probably messing it up, right? But he was like, a training camp doesn't need like excessive facilities, excessive things, all these different things. It doesn't need that. He's like, look, even in this room, he was talking about this room, this like filming room he had in his house. He's a rich guy and all, But anyways, this room he had, it's enough for a training camp. I can get good sparring partners in here. I can do tons of shadow work in here. He knows the basics. He doesn't need all this stuff. Obviously, that stuff is great, but it's not gonna make you. It's not gonna make you. So even if some people they have more resources than you, they have more this than you, than that, than that, but they have all these things than you, but they don't have the core understanding and the knowledge and the know-how. They could have a billion things and it's not gonna be enough, and you're still gonna beat them. Now, obviously, if you got all that good stuff too, obviously that's very better, but it's not going to change much relative to what actually made that person, or that what made that person, that skill level, that amazing. It was never any of those things. I remember I read this somewhere, right? Read somewhere, and it's always stayed in my mind over the years, which is that if majority of people believe something, it's probably false. You understand me? Like, and look, I'm not saying this is like everything like, oh, 1 plus 1 is actually 3. No, I never said that. But it's like when it comes to certain beliefs and opinions and things like that, if most people believe it, if most people have an opinion about it that's like this, it's probably wrong, because contrary to popular belief, we human beings as a species, we get a lot of shit wrong. Like, just purely, we get so many things wrong. It is insane. We only talk about the inventions that actually work, like light bulbs and Wi-Fi and whatnot, but we're not talking about the other tens of thousands of inventions that just flat went to shit that we never got to hear of because they were so terrible. But it was the attempt that mattered. That was what mattered, right? But my point is, like, we get so many things wrong as a species in believing things. I mean, we can look back in history. People had certain belief systems about other people that were absolutely false. People had certain belief systems about whatever the hell that were also still false. And over time, you look, you realize, you reflect, you see, you understand, you dig deep, you look within, you be honest, you see where truth is, and you chase that. You don't chase where comfort is, you chase where truth is, because truth and comfort aren't usually, they don't lie in the same place. The truth is usually very cold, it's very spiky, it's not cute, and the comfort is very nice. It has a lot of people there. Oh, people love it. Oh, people are great. People love that stuff, right? Because it's nice, it's cozy. A lot of people go this way. They don't want to go that way because that way requires you walking in the dark, in the cold, cold dark. And you're going to hit stuff, burn, get bruised, hit all these different things. And many people, as they get hit, there was anything here. It's all BS anyways. Then they walk back to the comfort. And they just sitting there because it's so goddamn nice. But those who keep on going, those who keep on going, those who learn, who keep on going, when you eventually get to the truth, you realize that, dang, it was actually right under my nose all this time. And that's just something that money, people, whatever, just couldn't buy. Getting closer to the truth. And I've always been, from a young age, I've always been very attracted to that because getting closer to the truth, getting closer to what actually is, in my way, like many people want to see God through a book, through a sermon, through belief stuff. And I get it, that's, I don't know, that's your thing, whatever. But for me, that stuff kind of felt hollow and kind of meh. I mean, I get it. Religious texts, they have very good analogies about life and good advice, tons of great advice. I see where it's coming from and its benefit to society and whatnot, but stay with me. But for me, I guess a way of chasing God was chasing the truth. Because the closer you are to the truth, you're getting closer to something higher than yourself, something that transcends yourself and your human body and flesh. You're getting closer to that, something that was actually absolute and above and real. And that's what I always loved about it. But yeah, that was me. Longest story made short, guys. Don't give up. Like, and I know that sounds lame as hell, but I'm being serious. Like, don't give up. Keep on going. And understand, in those moments of doubts, that's when most people fail. That's when most people give up. Because they buy into that stuff, man, why does it even matter? And then they leave it alone. And that's why, for the things you want to achieve, for the places you want to be in, for the places you want to get to, only a few people get there. And I've really started to really see it's not genetics, it's not intelligence per se, it's not even environment. I know that's a controversial one per se, but it's your mental and emotional fortitude and strength to keep on going and fighting and to truly and utterly have that dog inside of you to keep on going, to keep on learning, striving. That it really does make it, that it really does make you understand why such little people get there. And once you hit those roadblocks, understand this is why not many people get there. So, longest story made short, guys. Um, don't give up. Keep pushing. Having potential is just not enough. It's just not. And keep on going. I think it all fits on really well with the entire video. Anyways, what do y'all think about my hair? I know it's been growing out like a little bit, you know. It's been like almost 3 months now since I've had my hair now. Like in the past, like I would have like probably cut my hair or something. Be like, oh, my hair's too big. Fuck this. Let me cut it. But then now I'm just not cutting it no matter what. Like I have had like some tips here in the front that were like overgrown or whatever, and I like snipped them, which I kind of regret doing, but it is what it is, you know. But everything else literally has never been touched, you know. So I really like that. Even my facial hair, I just left it. I shaved my unibrow though, like. But aside from that, everything's still much the same. Pause. But yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. Guys, please chew on this video, guys. It's a really real video. One that I'll probably watch back myself. Shout out to you and you is. I hope you made it, big little bro, big little dog, dog little big. I don't know. So that's you guys. Love you guys. Keep on pushing, guys. You deserve all the things you want and all the places you want to get to. And lastly, before I know it's been a minute, but just I gotta put this in here. You shouldn't like. It's not normal for you to feel shitty. Let me put it like that. It's not normal for you to feel shitty per se. Like in the sense that like you shouldn't be like, at least your baseline shouldn't be around like people who hate you, people who try to mistreat you, people want to put you down. Now I get it, life is life, people suck. But my point is that shouldn't be normal. That shouldn't be your baseline. You know, like it's kind of like pain. Like yes, of course in life everybody gets sick, everybody, you know, you bump your toe, you hit your hand, you know, yeah, but that shouldn't be an everyday thing. Like you being sick every single day, being in pain, bruises, cuts, all these things. That shouldn't be your baseline. You understand me? Like that shouldn't be normal. Yes, it's part of life, but that shouldn't be all the time. Like most of the time you should be healthy. You get me what I'm saying to you. All right? So similar with like friends and the people you keep around you, you shouldn't be having people who disrespect you, put you down, don't uplift you, disrespect, if I didn't say that already, disrespect you, don't support you, don't like you, who don't align with you. Like that shouldn't be your baseline. You get me? Like I'm just trying to put this in perspective because like I remember like for something else that happened with me is like I was kind of thinking in my head that like, oh man, people don't like me. People think I'm whatever. People think I suck. People this, people that, right? And that was true in certain areas, in certain groups and circles. But like, I had to like, a lot of the times, and even still to this day, I have to like remind myself that this is not your baseline. This is not normal. Like, guys, like, it's not normal for you to wake up with back pain, neck pain every single day. That's not normal. It's not. You should be able to shift your head freely. Yes, I get it. You sleep a little bit wrong and your neck might be fucked up for a day or two. I hear that. But that shouldn't be like every day your neck is so fucked up you can't turn it. That's not normal. I'm standing on that. And that's the same way with your relationships with people. Yes, people fall out. People are dicks. People, yeah. I heard that. I know the spiel. I know it. But I'm trying to say to you that that shouldn't be your normal, guys. Like, and I'll say this: anybody who tries to, long story short, tries to make you feel bad about yourself, tries to make you feel not included, not wanted, not loved, not accepted, that should not be somebody in your personal close people circuit. Now, don't get me wrong, this can be some random coworker person you know, and yeah, fuck them, whatever. So what? They can go kill themselves. We don't care. But in your personal circle, that type of behavior shouldn't be tolerated or shouldn't be kept within your circle. What do you mean you want to keep people who don't care about you in your circle? Like, what's going on? Like, I can't be the only one who's like scratching his head about like, what? You want to keep people like that? What? Like, that's not normal. You get me? And I get it. Not everybody's going to be for you. And that's a good thing because most people aren't on anything. Most people are terrible people. Just being honest, terrible, useless, awful people, varying degrees, but we digress. All right, but my point is like, just trying to keep it out there. And I don't want you to start internalizing that situation or start thinking that, oh, I'm this and I'm that. It's like, no, I'm going to keep it real. A lot of the times, guys, and I'm just keeping it one hundo peasy, assuming you're not disrespectful or rude or doing too much to people, assuming you're not doing that and you're just chilling and people are still dicks or they don't like you. I'm just going to keep it real. Everybody else is the problem and it's not you. That's a real thing. That is a real thing that is happening in society where good, normal people, good, normal, amazing people are being made to feel like they're weird and being made to feel like they're different or whatever just because the fucked up people around them don't get them. So then it makes it seem like, oh, you're the weird one. But in reality, they're the fucking weird ones. I'm being serious. Like that's happened to me like more than a handful of occasions of times. And you have to be mentally strong, emotionally strong to be like, y'all are fucking weirdos. Like you're all the fucking weirdos. It's not me. And you have to stand in that. You have to understand that because you want to know something, guys. Being a crooked person is easy. I said it. Being a crooked person is easy. It's simple. It's nice, it's easy, it's comfortable. But being a straight person is hard. I'm just keeping it real with you guys. Because a lot of you, if you're watching my channel, you're probably more straight than what many people could even understand. But most people, right, they're lames, right? They're weird. They have these weird little biases towards people. They look down on people for various reasons, for their financials, for their way they look, for what type of money they do or don't have, for what type of, they're superficial, right? For a lack of better words, they have zero integrity or very flimsy or occasional integrity at that. That's most people. Like I said, most people suck. Most people are terrible. Most people are fucking awful. They have no backbones, no spine, no work ethics, no integrity. Like that's most people. Right? Now you could be like, oh, some people sometimes have. You cannot sometimes have integrity. What the fuck is even that? You need to always have it or you don't. It's just one of those things. It's just really one of those things. It's either you are always a straight, solid person or you're not. We're not doing this like flipsy flopsy. You sometimes kind of not. We don't do that. Any person who does that isn't solid. You're two-faced at if anything. So many people are like that because it's easy. It's easy to shift and bend and be just a whack waste man of a person. Chasing validation, chasing people, chasing this, selling yourself out for these people, for this thing, for this whatever, right? Being a hypocritical bastard, a nasty piece of, it's easy to be a terrible person. Being a good person takes a level of work and effort and reflection and honesty that many people don't even have the capacity to do, let alone even have the strength to do. That's why they look like and are the way that they are, right? But going back to my main point, which is that like, when you're a straight person and everybody else around you is crooked and bended, of course you look like you're the weird one because you're not normal, because god damn it, you're not normal. Everybody around you is wrong. But you're the only one that's right. Like I remember this Will Smith thing, and I know Will Smith, wow, you guys, whatever, people weird, but stay with my example. It's like what happens with a lot of good people is that you guys are in such situations where you feel like you need to change in order for you to be able to be accepted. Now, it's one thing to be savvy about the type of environment you're in, but it's another thing to change who you are for you to be liked, accepted, or seen, or whatever the fuck. That's another thing. What you're doing is like, in front of my room right now, there's a mirror, right? But stay with me. If any of you ever seen a broken glass, right? Broken mirror, right? It's like the pieces are shattered. So when you look into a broken glass with your normal face, You look weird. You literally look weird. Your face is like all weird and all this stuff. So what do? So what you're being told to do, you're being told that you now need to contort and twist your face to look good in this fragmented, demented, broken, like messed up part of, like, you're being told, you're being made to think that you need to twist and contort yourself into something that wasn't natural, that actually makes you look ugly just because you want to look good, just because you want to look beautiful in this demented, fragmented, broken, shattered, like crooked, like backwards, like environment. This just isn't right. So, and these pieces, there are people, there are circumstances, there's all these different things. Then you're being made, and I'm trying to tell you that never contort your face. Always keep a straight face. Always keep your honest face, keep your normal smile. And if it looks ugly in that camera or in that fucking mess that it has there on the floor, then so be it. You understand what's going on. You understand. You see the game. You see the play. They don't. Don't shift it. Don't do none of that. And you want to know something that can also be very amazing is that your story can be in somebody else's story of growth. And I know you could be like, oh man, why does that matter? It matters a lot. Because sometimes, even for us, even for me, seeing somebody being able to do that, or even sometimes even halfway getting it right, being like, dang, that could be me. Dang, could inspire somebody else in order to write their own path and write their own story for a new line of people who are never going to be represented or seen in any other way. And that's just one of those beautiful things that, like I said, money, clout, whatever, can't buy. Like people like Kanye paved the way for people like Tyler the Creator and Frank Ocean. That's a whole genre of music now. All coming from people like Kanye and Andre 3000. If it wasn't for those people who came beforehand, we wouldn't have got to this point. You get me? Or you get my point, right? Who gave those guys, because remember, hip hop at that time was on that gangster stuff. And then Kanye wasn't really about that, really. He was more about that musical, artsy vibe. And then you have people the next generation like Tyler and whoever. And then Christ knows whoever the next guy is. But you get my point. That could be you. And you could have an amazing legacy on your own, too. That really means something that's amazing. But going back to the main thing, which is that, like, guys, like, don't ever internalize those situations, because all these guys I just mentioned, when they first started, they were looked at as weird, as different. Oh, what's this guy doing? What's this guy? Oh, this guy doesn't make any sense. But what did they do? They kept on sticking to themselves. They kept on sticking. Now, all those guys who were calling them lame, weird, oh, you're this, all those guys now, where are they at? Do you even know their names? We don't even know who they are. They're all bums sitting in some trailer park somewhere, broke as hell, watching these guys on TV earn millions, live the lives that they thought they were entitled to, but never did the internal work to get to. Because maybe some of them, they were too scared or too lame to actually understand or see what was going on. And if people like Kanye and Tyler and Frank Ocean's music is amazing. But anyways, if they were caving on, no, if they did that, they would have been another lame waste man like that. And that brings me to my another point. And I'm talking about a lot of stuff right now, but I'm just keeping it real with y'all. I'm trying to put y'all on game on a lot of things. Which is that, like, another thing I want to tell you guys is that, like, and this goes into the next part, which is that, like, look for recognition. Like, what am I saying? I'm trying to say that, like, don't try to look for fame or recognition or respect in areas and places you shouldn't be. And this just like, in addition to this, and you can apply, don't try to look for that. You want to know why? When you do that, you're going to be unimportant, forgotten, just another person that existed, just another lame that did whatever the hell you did because you looked for respect, for acceptance, for to be cool in the wrong places and with the wrong people and with the wrong type of people. That's why I'm saying to you, like, when all these people, when they don't get you, they don't understand you, they don't, they think you're weird, they think you're the one that's crooked. Don't think these people are the types of people you want to impress. I need you to just stay with my point now. Take a step back and genuinely look at these people. Genuinely look at these people and ask yourself, are these the type of people, the type of guys and girls I want to impress? The types of guys or persons who I want to like be like, oh, that's my brooders, that's my people. That's Are they? Who are these people? Who is like, it's kind of like, was this like, I forgot what movie this was. It was like, is this your king? Is this like really like we for real right now? Like, you gotta look at these people. What do they value? Who are they? What's in their hearts? What's in their minds? What do they stand for? Who are they? Are they just some people who wanna show off and brag to people, put down people, look down on people? Who want to do some weird, lame stuff along those lines? Is that who these people are? Are these the type of people you want to be around? Now, I'm not saying you got to be around everybody. I'm just keeping it real. It's not even about looking down on people. It's just some people are just dusty and you can't be around them, right? But just saying, with context to this, who are these people? Are these the type of people, the type of men and women you want to surround yourself with? No, they're not. They don't represent me, my values, or where I'm trying to become or where I'm trying to go to. So why am I busy sitting here trying to be cool for these people when they couldn't even understand my coolness to begin with? Because it's just at that level. You don't need to have the capacity to understand it. You get me? So like that's really what I'm trying to say to you, family. Like, just don't let the world and the people around you just get you down on some BS, dog. I know, dog. I know how it works, dog. I've lived this story myself before. And I'm trying to tell you that this stuff is so trivial, it's insane. And not to mention how temporary this stuff is, too. So, yeah, I don't even know how long this video is. Like, it's probably like 30, how many minutes? I forgot, 34 minutes long or something, but this is probably one of my banger videos I've made in a minute. So yeah guys, I'll really see you guys on the next one. Peace out, bye. I'll see you guys on the next one. I put a lot of game in this video, you know. But yeah, like I said, I talked about a lot of things, but god damn it, on this last part, go look for that type of stuff, or go be that type of person standing in all that guide stuff and all the good things. Be impressed by the right things, not at some girl twerking. Go be like, I'll give you an example. I have a teacher at my new school. He's been a teacher for 30 years and he's retiring. This is his last year. I'm impressed by that. He's taught, like, I think almost like three generations of students. There were kids who went from 0 years to 18 years old, went through his time, and he's been teaching every single year in between. That's impressive. Not, oh, look at this guy, he's in Dubai. Look at the twerking girl on top of his Lamborghini. That's not impressive. Anybody can do that. Anyone can just lie, steal, scam, and fake, and then boom, he's doing that. Any guy can do that. Anyone can do that. But 30 years teaching kids, being a teacher, being somebody who's actually helping the community, educating people, that's impressive. That's beautiful. Somebody who's had a company for the last 30, 40 years, same clients, amazing family. Kids are not on drugs, kids are not stupid or dumb. Kids are all good people doing good stuff. Was able to maintain. That's impressive. Not, oh, look at me, look at my money phone. Whoa. Like, that's the thing, like, growing up and maturing. I made a video, like, shitting on people like Kaisenet. It's like, growing up was realizing, like, a lot of that pop American culture and stuff was never cool. It was never cool. That stuff of get rich quick, look at me, like, that stuff was never cool. It was just lame culture. It was just a bunch of lonely, sad people screaming for attention, saying, "Look at me." Those people still have zero ethics and nothing good in them because they never did any type of work to get forward. But anyways, that's the topic for another day. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Bye. It's been real. Love you guys. See you guys. Watch this video back. Watch it back. You're gonna benefit from it.